Hey guys, it's Heather here with Underwater Panther, constantly always playing with my microphone. So today's video, within the Masculine and Feminine Aquarian Video Series, we're talking about integration, balancing the masculine and feminine in the Aquarian, and many examples of why it actually matters. Here's the thing, integration isn't a one-time choice. It's not like you get it once and then you're done. If only, right? No, it's a daily practice. Every single day you're faced with the choice. Am I going to let my masculine and feminine fight with each other, or am I going to let them work together? In Aquarius or INTJ, this is especially important for you because your masculine wants to control everything with logic, and your feminine wants to collapse or escape when life feels too much. You live in extremes, either building impossible structures or disappearing into avoidance. But integration is not about extremes. It's about balance in the everyday. It's in how you talk to your partner, how you show up at work, how you speak to yourself in the mirror. And today I want to give you a whole new set of real life examples so you can see what integration looks like in action. So first of all, 7 examples of why integration actually matters. Without integration, your life spills into hypocrisy. You tell yourself you're strong, but secretly you're scared. You claim you don't need anyone, but you're desperate for validation. That's a trap of imbalance. But with integration, you stop chasing approval, stop punishing yourself, and start living in a way where your strength and softness complement each other. 7 examples of why it matters. You say you want closeness, but then you predict rejection and pull away. Integrated, you risk vulnerability and actually create intimacy. You set such high standards, you never rest. Integrated, you let structure support you instead of enslaving you. You daydream about a future business, but never move. Integrated, you take one grounded step today. You collapse when someone criticizes you. That's a huge one. Integrated, you admit the sting, but hold your ground. And I don't know if I necessarily recommend that, to be honest, because, like, I used to have a huge thing with, there's criticism. There's good criticism, like constructive criticism, which I understand, and I'm totally fine with that. But for some reason, I've always, I don't know, I've, relationally, in romantic relationships, I've always attracted partners that love to criticize the absolute heck out of me. So just pick the constructive criticism, understand the difference between toxic criticism, someone just trying to tear you down all the time, and then actual constructive criticism. Definitely a thing. Hold your ground to the constructive criticism, but if it's super toxic and all the time, don't hold your ground. Literally walk away because it's not even worth it. All right, so you silence yourself to avoid conflict. Instead, you speak truth calmly and people respect you more. You hide behind competence but feel unseen. Integrated, you share the human side and connection deepens. You swing between arrogance and insecurity. Integrated, you root your worth in authenticity, not extremes. Relationships. In love, your balance shows up everywhere. If your masculine takes over, you lecture, you detach, you shut things down. If your feminine collapses, you manipulate, you guilt trip, you silently test. The shit testing. But when you integrate, you don't need games. You don't need control. You show up with both strength and softness, and that's what creates trust and polarity. 7 relationship examples. Partner says, I need more attention. Toxic masculine, you say that's needy. Integrated, thanks for sharing. How can I show up for you better? You feel jealous. Toxic feminine, you sulk and throw passive hints. Integrated, you admit, I'm feeling insecure. Can we talk? Your partner is stressed. Toxic masculine, you jump in with solutions. Yeah, that's a thing. Integrated, you ask, do you want solutions or just support right now? That's such a huge one. Like, Aquarians love to like jump into extroverted thinking, TE mode, Saturn mode. Someone like comes to you and they're explaining what's going on and you're like, oh yay, a problem to fix. I know how to fix it. And some people just want you to hear them out. Yeah, definitely. That's that huge. We're very, very, very masculine. Like, we're just masculine by default, and so we're like always trying to help and fix things. That's toxic masculinity. Your partner forgets something important. Toxic feminine. You play victim. I do everything. You don't care. Integrated. I feel hurt that it was missed. Can we plan together next time? Yeah, we don't like our time to be screwed with, that's for sure. You want space. Toxic masculine. You slam down rules. Integrated. I need a night to recharge, but I care about us. Let's reconnect tomorrow. So, like, as introverts, we certainly need a heck of a lot of alone time, more than most, honestly. I would say probably Aquarians and Pisces, Aquarians, INTJs, and Pisces, INFJs need the most charging time alone. Perhaps some of the other introverts like Capricorn or ISTJs, yes, most likely. Probably third on that list. So just definitely voice that you need time alone. And it's not because you don't love somebody, it's because that's how you actually recharge. And I know that a lot of people are not going to get that. And that's definitely why I've done quite a few videos on introversion, because most people are not introverted. So that's definitely a frustration. Just make sure you voice yourself instead of getting mad and withdrawing and not saying anything. That builds resentment. Conflict escalates. Toxic feminine. You cry to guilt them into backing down, which, yeah, maybe. You say, I'm emotional right now. Let's pause and revisit calmly. There might be some female Aquarians like that, but most likely when conflict escalates, you're either going to like triple down or you're going to totally bounce and be gone. So find the middle ground there. Big life decision, toxic masculine. You make it alone, integrated. You say, here's what I see for our future. What do you think? Yeah, big life decisions, making huge decisions, or just making decisions on yourself. Koreans are very pragmatic, and so that means that they make decisions on their own. They're not checking in with the group when they make decisions. So just be aware that that is a huge personality thing. We're very, very independent with our decision making. So just even like hearing that, you can understand that that is a personality thing, and that perhaps someone would feel more close with you if you actually involved them more with decision making or just what you're doing in general in life. All right, so remember, attraction isn't about proving you're right. It's about creating a flow where your strength inspires and your softness invites. That's magnetism. Now we're going to move into work and wealth. At work, imbalance either makes you the intimidating bulldozer or the invisible martyr. Neither gets you far in the long run. Integration is what creates influence, loyalty, and opportunities. So 7 examples in work and wealth. Project deadline. Toxic masculine. You bark orders. Integrated. You create structure that encourage your team. Bulldozer can certainly, like the taskmaster, drill instructor, definitely the judge, jury, and executioner is definitely a thing with our personality. That's toxic masculine if you're extreme. Coworker gets credit. Toxic feminine. You fume silently. Integrated. You calmly highlight your contributions with facts. You're asked to lead. Toxic masculine. You control every detail. And you don't check in with the group because, hey, if you're the leader, you're just going to lead and you're not going to actually ask people what the group prefers. They're going to lose respect for you immediately, I promise. Toxic, where are we at? Okay, so toxic Masculine, you control every detail. Toxic feminine, you refuse out of fear. That can also be the other swing of the extreme, refusing to lead. Integrated, you delegate, inspire, and guide. You want a raise. Toxic masculine, you demand it coldly. Toxic feminine, you wait, hoping they notice. Integration, you present value and negotiate with confidence. Money stress. Toxic masculine, you obsess and cut every joy. Toxic feminine, you overspend impulsively. Integrated. Budget smartly, but keep small luxuries that bring life. Networking. Toxic masculine, you dominate the conversation. Cutting people off when they are talking is such a huge Aquarian problem. I still have that darn problem. It's like, I see where the conversation is going, and I just want to, like, not like, some people are like informative, and so people like to like tell huge stories and long stories, and you're just sitting here like, oh my god, I already see where this is going. But honestly, it's because we're direct in our communication, so we're like very direct and to the point and blunt, and that's why you can tend to like shut down conversations. And yeah, that's a definite problem in the toxic masculine. Toxic feminine, you shrink and say nothing. Integrated, you listen, share, and connect authentically. Vision at work. Toxic masculine, you declare this is how it will be. Toxic feminine, you stay silent. Integrated, here's my vision. What input do you have? And then a final section, we have inner world. I need a drink. I've been hammering out videos. All right, so inside, you either punish yourself or abandon yourself. But integration is where you finally become your own ally instead of your own enemy. So 7 examples of the inner world, your inner world. You skip a workout. Toxic masculine, you say to yourself you're weak. Toxic feminine, forget it, I'll never try again. Integrated, one missed day doesn't define me, I'll reset tomorrow. The classic burn it all down. You failed at something. Toxic masculine, you whip yourself harder. We are so freaking critical on ourselves. There's nothing that anyone else can say to me that I haven't already criticized myself about. And so, like, criticizing yourself is a huge personality thing for us. You need to like ease up a little bit. We're perfectionists, and it's super frustrating. Toxic feminine, you give up. Integrated, I failed, but I learned. Next attempt will be stronger. You're lonely. Toxic masculine, you bury yourself in work. Workaholics. Workaholics. Yep, for sure. Toxic feminine, you give up. Integrated, or wait, where am I at? Toxic masculine, so you bury yourself in work. Toxic feminine, you wallow in self-pity. I am the more masculine of literally working myself to death when I'm in this like loneliness thing, and our personality is like insanely introverted, and we're like always freaking worried about our performance. So like we want to give other people good experiences. We overthink a lot. We have a lot of anxiety when it comes to socializing in general. My next video is going to be on socializing. So like we just have so much anxiety about socializing, and we tend to like really swing from extremes. And if you're lonely, just like literally go out there and don't trap yourself inside and tell yourself I need to heal. I'm not going to go out unless I heal totally, or whatever the case may be. And honestly, like as a person that's done self-development work my entire life, and I'm not even joking, you're never going to be fully healed. You're never going to be honestly fully integrated. Like this is a lifelong journey. And so give yourself some grace, let up on yourself, and don't take everything so freaking seriously. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Go out there and enjoy yourself. Don't isolate yourself. It is such a huge problem. And if you're going through that right now, I am sorry you are, but you need to get out. Go do something. You wallow in self-pity. Integrated, you reach out and invite connection. You're anxious, toxic masculine, you force productivity. Toxic feminine, you escape into TV. Integrated, you ground your body, then take one small action. Morning routine, toxic masculinity, 10 strict steps that feel suffocating. Toxic feminine, zero structure. Integrated, 2 grounding rituals you actually enjoy. Yeah, so like I just want a little side tangent here. We're only at 16 minutes. I'm making shorter videos rather like an hour and a half. But anyways, my like routines were insane. I literally was a vegan for 7 months straight. I had body built. I literally weighed my freaking food and calculated the macros and micros for years and years and years. Like I have done some pretty strict ass routines. I'm not gonna lie. I was like beating myself up for years. I did that for 10 years. Like beat my body. I was bodybuilding. I had strict gym routines. I calculated every single set, rep, weight, all of my food. That's like serious masculine energy. And I'm so glad that I finally got into this work because in all reality, this all starts in the mind. It all starts with inner work. And so understanding your own personality helps a heck of a lot. And then after that, you can start working on the masculine and feminine because you're more like attuned to like who you really are. And so honing in on these energies can like definitely help with all the perfectionism, all the strict freaking routines, your anxiousness, all of these things like wealth building, just relationships. It definitely I really truly hope that some things are clicking here for you because like I understand. Believe me, I understand. Oh my gracious. All right, so self-image, toxic masculine, I must earn value through success. So extroverted thinking is all about it's all about status kind of. It's like you're trying to gain validation through performance. So whatever that may be for you, it is a huge thing. Toxic feminine, I'll only be loved if they accept me. Integrated, I'm worthy as I am. My output is just expression, not proof. Aquarians definitely try to prove their worth through performance. That can be like in relationships, that could be, you know, performance would be like over cleaning, like just cooking, like just trying to do everything perfectly. And it's like that's not actually going to gain people's loyalty, respect, and it's certainly not going to make someone value you more. So I think a really huge thing for you to realize is no matter what you're doing, you're never going to actually gain self-worth through external validation. So to just like sit on that for a while. Think about that because that's probably one of the biggest things for our personality to understand. And it is a deep one because we deeply care about that. All right, so shadow feelings surface. Toxic masculine, you suppress. Toxic feminine, you drown in them. Integrated, you name the feeling, give compassion, and reframe into growth. So in closing, here's what we've seen again. In relationships, integration means no more games, no more cold walls, just strength with softness. At work, integration means no more bulldozing or shrinking, just influence built on clarity and respect. In your inner world, integration means no more punishment or collapse, just self-support and presence. Aquarians are INTJs. You don't need to keep swinging between extremes. You can live as both strong and magnetic, structured and compassionate, visionary and grounded. That's integration. And every time you choose it, you reclaim another piece of your real power. All right, I hope you liked this video. Please like and subscribe. I would love to get to 1,000 darn subscribers because I have apparel that I would like to promote under my videos, apparel and books. That would certainly help me out. I would deeply, deeply appreciate it. Feel free to comment and share your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. And I will see you in the next video.